Okay, so what you already subconsciously knew has been proven, that the world, to some degree or another, is run by psychopaths. So what do we do with that? We go after them? We take them down? How? And is that really the problem? Are they the Fishead? Given a choice, you might want to be one. I mean, or at least a sociopath. Now, it turns out there's a really easy way to do that. And millions of people around the world have already taken a bold step in that direction. The connection may not be clear at first, but it will reveal itself.
I was at a funeral of my mother, and a really beloved woman. And I have a relative passing around Valium. I said, what is this? They said, oh, it's okay, it'll make you not be nervous or depressed. I said, I'm grieving, I want to be nervous, I want to be depressed. Since my mother's dead, if, you know, what is the whole point? They said, well, no, but don't you want to just be calm? I said, no, you're missing the whole point. The point of the reason you're at a funeral is not only to show respect to the dead, but to grieve, you know, to indicate to yourself how much you miss this person. And they couldn't even understand that message because their whole orientation has been so undercut, so brainwashed, if you will, by the pharmaceutical messages. Whenever there's a problem, there's a drug for it.
It's a drug
which make you feel happy.
Antidepressants, sure, yes.
Yes, I have heard of antidepressants.
Yeah, I know what they are.
But I don't know anybody.
It's a medication.
Yes, medication.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah?
I honestly don't know.
No.
I heard about them.
That sounds really familiar. I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Zoloft, Prozac, no. Xanax, yes. Do you have any?
A little more than 67.5 million North Americans have taken a course of SSRI antidepressants, which is a phenomenal situation.
I do not have any personal experience now.
None. I'm a very happy person.
Are you?
No.
I'm a happy person.
No personal experience.
Not personal.
No personal knowledge.
No.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
Personally, no. But I know people who have had experience with those type of things.
People have been demanding the medical industry make them feel better for centuries. The first drug, which was probably demand-driven, was probably drugs like Valium. If you take it under the right circumstances and in the right dosages, you're going to feel better in the traditional sense. You know, you're going to get a buzz. And it was those drugs that really, I mean, before the antidepressants, were the blockbuster drugs. Huge numbers of these drugs were prescribed.
Valium cut through to the masses. It's an anti-anxiety agent and a very effective anti-anxiety agent with a lot of side effects, and it's very addictive. In the beginning, a little bit like Prozac, they thought that it didn't have many side effects.
In 1987, when Prozac was approved for the market, it was promoted very heavily, but it became a blockbuster drug, in large part because the media just set off a phenomenon, the Prozac effect.
It was on the cover of Newsweek in the early 90s. There was a very famous book called Listening to Prozac. Sales hit $1 billion, then $2 billion. $1 billion in sales, it represents what they call a blockbuster drug. Another critical moment that sort of brought it to the level that it's at now was the television marketing of drugs. Television ads for drugs were illegal in the United States until the late 90s. And that brought Prozac and Paxil and Zoloft into people's living rooms sort of on a nightly basis. Everybody with a sort of passing anxiety or depression or seasonal affective disorder can be potentially medicated or potentially diagnosed. You know, sibling relational problem, which is, having problems with your brother or sister. And to me, that's not psychiatry, that's not dealing with mental illness. The concentration on schizophrenia, on major depression, on bipolar disorder has been to a large degree diverted to the everyday anxieties, but we've diagnosed them and medicated them in extraordinary fashion.
I don't know anybody that's depressed, but I do know that the people that do take them, they work for them. If they don't take them, they go back crazy. That's just about all I know.
Well, it's just a mess being on antidepressants. They create as many issues as they solve.
Oh, my father, he's another one. My father was on Prozac for a while.
One of the ways that Prozac became so popular and the way the drug was marketed was that it would allow you to function better and to be more effective in a competitive society and sort of attempt to master those fears. For mild depression, or the appearance of mild depression and the medication of that condition, the stigma is so far reduced that it's actually kind of cool, to be depressed, to be fucked up and messed up and stressed out, and concomitantly to be taking drugs for that. There is a consequence. These are serious drugs. And you see it on college campuses where it's become so little of a big deal that it's almost dangerous.
In addition to the recognized problem of increased obsession with suicide, a litany of further side effects that actually when you compare those with the fact that people sometimes have been prescribed a drug because they're afraid of going to parties, the whole thing just becomes so surreal. How do you say, okay, I'm prepared to risk renal failure because I'm a little shy when I go to a party? I mean, it's absolutely absurd.
I get it. People are taking these drugs which have a dubious effect, and they're taking them when they don't really have anything wrong with them. Why do I care?
The drugs that we take for depression now, the SSRIs, largely work by changing the metabolism of serotonin in the brain. One of the things that these drugs do seem to do pretty consistently when they're working is they sort of curtail or attenuate emotional life. So many people describe how they're in situations when they've been on the drugs for a while where they know they should be getting angry or they know they should be sad, and they sort of are sad, but they're not feeling what they would expect to feel.
I've written about how the drugs generally, for some people, sort of numb them out, and many people have written about how, our normal affect, which is mood, will go up and down. And many, many people have written about how that range becomes much more, the highs get topped off and the lows get bottomed out with Prozac and similar drugs. And I've seen, definitely a narrowing of that emotional range and an associated indifference to the larger world.
I think that it's possible to say that without that access, without the access to those depths of feeling, it's very difficult to develop empathy of the kind that really affects behavior. I mean, if you look at the global economic meltdown, whatever we're going to call this time that we're living in right now, anybody reading the New York Times or listening to the nightly news knew that there was a bubble, whether it was the high-tech bubble or the housing bubble. They knew it was happening in broad daylight. So what allows people to stand back and watch that happen? It's interesting to see this. And then if you add to that the fact that the particular nature of these bubbles is that it's all form and no content. It's all ambition, it's unbridled speculation, and it's fueled by what? By confidence. If you go and you look at what people experience when they take these drugs, what they experience when they take these drugs is an upsurge in feelings of well-being, confidence, resilience, the ability to sort of take what comes and not let it lay you low. And I think that it's possible to assemble a picture where it at least bears investigation what these two phenomena have to do with each other.
The fact that so many people have, in the financial markets have been taking antidepressants is a cause for worry when those people are not receiving enough feedback, gut-level feedback on the consequences of their decision.
Speaking personally, because I've taken the drugs, fear seemed farther away. It seemed like coming from a different place. What I described is something that bothered me before the drugs, before Prozac, that felt like a steak knife if it was on my cheek, felt like a butter knife. And so the sharper things in the world went from steak knives to butter knives.
The issue of emotional blunting that is widely known to be a side effect from SSRI antidepressants becomes very worrying in those contexts because those people need to feel a certain amount of feedback, as it were, perceptually with their actions. It's one thing to know it cognitively, in theory. It's another to feel it viscerally. I am trading billions of dollars with this transaction. Is it wise? Is it cautious? Have I correctly interpreted everything? And the body, the mind needs that kind of feedback.
You know, if you think about simple things that are supposed to underlie Western civilization, the categorical imperative, the golden rule, these ideas that somehow, because of your regard for other people, you must behave in a certain way, even if it's not a law, even if nobody told you to, but simply because you can resonate with that other person. I think we need access to our full range of emotional experience in order to do that. So it's still a leap from saying that to saying that the drug amplifies or even causes sociopathy. But it's a very suggestive link because I just don't know what else is going to guarantee that we don't just cream each other all the time.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fucked up. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck! Fucking. Fuck! 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 Fucking fuck! Fuck! Fuck!